So this intuition center is a really helpful place to listen to and to observe and notice and recognize and sometimes act upon. And this includes when we're being told something about our bodies, our health, or even people around us, our friends, our family. And so practicing tuning into this area is a really helpful place to spend a little time, a little bit of energy. So we're going to come to this basic but very third eye centered sun salutation. Feel free to use blocks with this. As you know, I'm a big fan of blocks. I'll mute you all now. But in general, be sure that you're tuning into what your body is telling you is right for you today, okay? So as we come to a comfortable seat for a moment, we're gonna center first. Give ourselves that chance to tap into this third eye center. Take first finger and thumb together here, palms facing up. This is our knowledge mudra, very beneficial mudra for our third eye, tuning into our deeper sense of truth for ourselves. Feel free to close your eyes here if you would like to. Bring your awareness to your third eye, to that place just above and in between your eyebrows. And take a couple big breaths here. Just bringing the awareness to this place. And I sometimes will simply touch that area because that will remind me of what a little connection feels like in that place. The beauty of this area of the body is very physically, it helps us connect on a nervous system level, which is why sometimes we put our third eye down on something to rest, because it helps us to rest and calm our nervous system. So take a couple big breaths there with the awareness in this place. That can help us tap into that rest and digest place in our nervous system. And if you would like to, you can tune into the affirmation of, I follow the path of my own truth, open to the clarity of my vision. I follow the path of my own truth, open to the clarity of my vision. And now as you draw your hands together to connect, bring thumbs to your third eye, to this intuition center. And then bring them to your heart, your compassion center. And then we'll touch our hands and our head to the ground in front of us. You can always touch your third eye to your thumbs as you bow. And then inhale, sit all the way back up. And then take just a couple moments to roll through your shoulders, turn your head, and softly take your gaze around your room, around to your surroundings. Allow for a little bit of mobility through your neck. And then take your hands behind to clasp and open up big through your heart space, expand and lift, take a full big breath. And begin to tune into that place that supports your heart on up. So engage the low ribs. Engage into that upper core area. And then gently release and bring your hands in front to expand into the back body, drawing low ribs in, tucking your chin in, close your eyes if it feels good, take a deep breath. Inhale, sit tall, switch the cross of your legs, and we'll take just a couple more moments on the other side so that your hips have a chance to be a little bit more even. Shift your sitting bones. And now hands come behind you again to clasp. Press palms, lift shoulders up and back, expand and open. Think of lengthening the back of your neck. Close your eyes here if you would like to. And then again, engage that low rib area, engaging into the upper part of your core. And then hands come in front of you to press. Push into your fingertips. Ballerina arms here, your elbows are lifted to shoulder height. You're rounding into your upper back like a cat and tucking your chin in. Again, you can close your eyes here if you would like to. Take a full deep breath. Inhale, sit tall, and now we're going to come forward to a standing position at the front of our mats. So you can do that however you want. You can just stand up, or if you want to move through a down dog, you can. So you're going to come to a standing position. Blocks ready for you just in case you would like them. You don't have to use them. You can set aside whatever you're sitting on if you want to, but find your feet inner hip distance apart and parallel. Lift and spread your toes and then root them down, finding that connection with the ground first. Hands to your hips, and with a little bend to your knees, tilt your pelvis a little forward and back. And then coming so that your pelvis is tilted a little with your belly coming forward, draw your awareness up to your low ribs. Exhale, draw your low ribs in. Bring fingertips up to your chest and lift your chest up. From this place, bring your fingertips to the back of your head and lift the back of your head up. Think of your occipital bones or the base of your skull lifting. And now take, I don't care what finger, any finger to your third eye and simply let it rest there for a moment with your eyes closed. Feel from your feet all the way to your crown as you take a full breath. Eyes stay closed if you would like, hands connect at heart center. Take an inhale and lift up with your hands straight up, and then clasp hands. Your first fingers reach upward. Lift your gaze, even with your eyes closed if you'd like to keep them that way. Little tiny back bend, provide a little stability through your low belly and your low ribs. On your exhale, hands come through heart center as you fold. As you fold over your legs, take a moment here to shift and move a little bit, maybe a little sway. You might keep your knees considerably bent. You might have your legs a little bit more straight, but make sure there's a micro bend. Then plant your fingertips, step your right foot back into your lunge. Drop your right knee down to the ground. It can always be on a blanket here if you want. And then hands come to your heart and lift them straight up. Clasp your hands. Reach up through your pointer fingers. You can take your gaze up, or you can close your eyes here. Take a full big breath as you wrap your left hip back and provide a little stability through your low belly and your low ribs. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat and step back with both knees into a puppy pose. So with puppy pose, your hips stay over your knees, your head comes to or toward the ground. You might set it up on something. You can always let your elbows come down to rest here, or you can keep them a little bit more active to help engage into the shoulders. Take a big deep breath, letting your third eye rest. Then walk your hands in, rotate elbow pits forward and push, expanding into the upper back. Lift your hips up and back. And with your head in line with the rest of your spine, close your eyes and bring your awareness to your third eye. Either from down dog or from hands and knees, step your right foot forward in between your hands. Bring your back knee down to the ground. Hands come up to your heart and then lift them straight up. Clasping hands reach up through your pointer fingers. Gaze up or eyes closed. Full big breath. Wrap your right hip back and engage through your low belly, your low ribs. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Inhale, step forward. Exhale, fold over your legs with as deep a bend to your knees as you need. Eyes closed here if that feels good. Hands come to your heart, bend your knees, and as you rise up, you're going to lift your arms straight up, clasp your hands, reach through pointer fingers. Gaze up if you would like, or close your eyes, bring that awareness to your third eye. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Eyes closed for a moment if they're not already there. Take a full big breath. Notice from feet to crown. Inhale, stretch up, hands straight up, pointer fingers lift, gaze up. Exhale, hands through heart center to fold. Plant fingertips, this time the left foot steps back into your lunge. Left knee to the ground, hands to your heart. Inhale, lift your hands up. Point your fingers if you would like. Wrap your right hip back, tone your low belly and your low ribs. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Step both knees back. Hips stay over the knees as you let your chest move toward the ground. Again, you can always set something underneath the head or underneath the chest here. Bolster sometimes helps. Take a big, deep breath. Walk your hands in and rotate elbow pits forward. Push, lift your hips up and back. Downward facing dog pose. Full breath. And now from knees or from down dog, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Back knee comes to the ground. Hands to your heart. Lift through your fingers. Clasp. Lengthen pointer fingers up. Wrap your left hip back. Tone your low belly and your low ribs. Full breath. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Inhale, step forward, and exhale, fold over your legs. Hands to heart center, begin to lift up with your heart, and then lift arms, lift through the pointer fingers. Exhale, hands come to your heart. Close your eyes, take a full big breath. Inhale, lift your arms up, point your fingers, lift. Exhale, hands through heart center to fold. Inhale, lift your heart up part way this time, maybe hands above your knees to lengthen more. Exhale, fold over your legs. Plant fingertips, step your right foot back into your lunge. This time your knee stays up if that's in your practice. Send your left hip back in space. Bring your hands up to your hips this time. And as you push down onto your hips, lift your chest, lift your heart, tone, low belly, low ribs. And then clasp your hands and lift up if that's in your practice. Full big breath. Maybe close your eyes here. That adds a little element to the balance. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. This time, step all the way back into a downward facing dog pose. Take a full big breath. Feel free to close your eyes. Rotate elbow pits forward and push. Lift sitting bones. Inhale forward into your plank. Knees can always come down to the ground here if you would like. Rotate elbow pits forward again. Push, extend your heart. Close eyes if you want. Exhale, lower all the way down. Forehead touches the ground. Before you lift your head, lift your shoulders up. Engage. Press down through the tops of your feet and your knees. Low belly and low ribs engage. Inhale, lift up through your chest, lifting up through the back of your neck. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Big breath. From down dog or hands and knees, step your right foot forward. Back knee stays lifted if you would like. Can always be on the ground. Bring your hands up to your hips to rise. Center with your hips. Lengthen your sides. Tone, low belly, low ribs. Then hands to clasp and lift up. Full big deep breath. And if this is at all tight on shoulders, then you don't have to have a clasp. That's always an option. This is just one of those mudras that helps direct attention. Full big inhale and exhale. Hands come down to the front of your mat. Inhale, step forward, lengthen part way. Exhale, fold. Hands to heart, squeeze glutes, bend knees. Inhale, rise all the way up. Lift arms, clasp your hands, point your fingers. This time, broaden tops of shoulders. Take another full big deep breath. And exhale, hands come to your heart, eyes closed. Take a moment to feel. Inhale, reach up. Clasp hands, point your fingers. Exhale, hinge and fold, hands through heart center. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale, fold. Plant fingertips, you're stepping left foot back this time into your lunge. And now hands to your heart, center off your hips, and inhale, lift up and reach up. Clasping hands if it's in your practice, take a big deep breath. Now hinge from your hips. You can stay right here if you would like to. You can bring your hands to your hips if you would like to, but you're gonna use your back foot to push, front foot to push, to rise up to balance onto your front leg. Take a big deep breath. You might still have your arms reaching. Rotate your outer left hip down. Reach through your back heel if your foot is off the ground. Exhale, softly touch it back. Lift up with your heart. Next exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Step all the way back, downward facing dog. Big breath. As you rotate elbow pits forward and push, lengthen. Inhale, come forward to a plank. Stay rotated through your elbow pits. Knees can come down if you want. Extend your front. Exhale, lower. Forehead touches the ground. Then root down through tops of feet and knees. Engage low belly, low ribs. Inhale, curl open with your chest. Lengthen through the back of your neck. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Full breath. Then from knees or down dog, step your left foot forward in between your hands. Hands come up to your heart, center with your hips, and then as you lift your chest, reach if that's in your practice. Take a full big breath. Broad through tops of shoulders. Engage low belly, low ribs. This will support the action of moving into your warrior three. So as you exhale, hinge. And you can always change arm positions here. Hands to hips if you want. Use your back foot to help push into your front foot and come to whatever variation of warrior three you need. Toes can always touch behind you. Take a full big breath. Tone low belly, low ribs. And softly step back, lift your heart. Exhale, hands come down to the front of your mat. Inhale, step forward, lift up part way. Exhale, fold. Hands to heart, knees bent, squeeze your glutes. Start to lift up with your heart first, shoulders first, and rise. Lifting your arms, point your fingers. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close eyes, take a full big breath. Inhale, stretch up overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen part way. Exhale and fold. Plant hands, step back, bring knees down to the ground. Find your bolster or pillow, whatever you're using, and set it underneath your chest. And we'll do this modified version of our puppy pose that we've done a couple times now in our sun salutation. So in this puppy pose, hips stay over your knees as you let your head and your chest come down. You can rest it on a pillow or a bolster, or you can have maybe a block under your head. You can turn your head to the side, or you can keep your head straight down. Whichever way, close your eyes and bring that awareness to the third eye. If your head is turned to one side, turn it the other way for another couple of breaths. And then gently push yourself up to your hands and then come all the way to your seat. And from your seat, Extend right leg forward, left foot into the side of your leg. You're welcome to add a prop underneath your knee here for a little support. But then move your sitting bones. Engage both feet, toes pull back. Pinky toe edge of your left foot presses down. As you lengthen through your sides, turn your belly toward your right leg, and then long through your spine, hinge and fold as deeply as your body needs. But from here, even as your spine stays long, you can tuck your chin in a little bit, close your eyes, and bring your awareness to your third eye. Forward folds are considered to be one of the most helpful introspective poses that are related to the third eye. As you fold in to yourself, it's a bow in toward your entire body, your entire nervous system. Chance to let yourself settle. So if you find that this pose is tough on the nervous system, adjust it. Maybe you're putting something underneath your right knee. Maybe you're staying more upright. Maybe you're deepening the pose to holding onto the foot. Find where that is for you. And take another full deep breath. Then inhale, gently rise back up and switch legs. Left foot extends, right foot comes in toward the side of your thigh. And again, you can always set something underneath your knee for support. And then flex both feet. Move your sitting bones. And then as you push down, lengthen your sides and turn your belly toward your left foot. Long through your spine, even as you hinge from the hips to fold. And if you find that you're now rounding through the upper back to reach, think of long spine and a hinge right at the hip crease. So find where that can happen. That might need to be right here, up high. Take a big, full, deep breath. Close your eyes if you would like to. Tune into that third eye area. Full, big breath to notice what's happening in your body. What do you feel? What messages are you being sent by your body or by your mind? Inhale, rise all the way back up, and now we'll take soles of feet together into our butterfly. You're welcome to grab your blanket and find that roll if you want. We're going to take this into a reclined variation shortly. So, blanket over the tops of your feet if you want to. Wrap edges underneath your legs if you would like. You can always add blocks underneath your knees. But take a big inhale and sit taller. Exhale, hinge at your hips again and see where your body would like to go. It might be that you're rounding through the back more toward the back of your mat here with your low back. And if that's the case, then stay sitting upright. Otherwise, maybe put hands out in front of you on something or hold on to your blanket with your elbows at your calves. Close your eyes again, bring that awareness to the third eye. Take a deep breath. And now inhale, gently bring yourself upright. Blanket or pillow, you could always use the roll of the blanket behind you, but we're going to recline now with our butterfly. So you get to find how that feels for you. So maybe that's keeping your legs exactly where they are with the rolled up blanket. Maybe it's switching to something more comfortable because this does shift as you recline the other way instead of folding forward. So take a moment to find what's comfortable, tuning into your own internal messages. And as you start to rest, remember that you're never stuck in this position. You can always come out of any part of it or all of it. But find your rest, your Shavasana, the ultimate place to let yourself release and let go. begin to take a deeper breath. And add some gentle shifts, moving a little bit organically through the body. As you're ready to bend your knees and roll to your side, pause and take a deep breath. And then push yourself up to your seat and take a moment to adjust yourself in your seat so your seat feels good. And if you'd like, first finger and thumb connect in this knowledge mudra, resting palms up on your legs, eyes closed, long spine. Take a full breath. Adding that affirmation, if you would like, of I follow the path of my own truth, open to the clarity of my vision. I follow the path of my own truth, open to the clarity of my vision. Then hands connect together at heart center. Draw them to your third eye and back to your heart. And bow toward your heart or bow toward the ground. Take a full breath. As you inhale and rise back up, honor yourself. Have a beautiful day. Namaste. Thanks, you guys.